It's 5 p.m. and time for the July 14th, 2026 regular meeting of the Natchez Parish School Board. Pastor Harris, can you offer the invocation?
Yes, sir.
So we'd all stand, please, and maintain our standing position for a short moment of silence for some individuals.
Let us pray. Gracious Father, we come right now. We ask that you would lead and guide us as we make decisions for both the present and the future, and Lord, of our children. We ask that we will be amicable with our discourse as we discuss the betterment of our school system. Lord, we understand that we are dealing with perilous times and things that we used to not have to deal with. We are dealing with them now. Lord, we ask that as we deal with them, we always remember that it's not about us, it's about our children, our parents, and our teachers. We just ask that you would bless this meeting. It is in the matchless and marvelous name of Jesus we do pray. Amen and amen.
Address the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before you seat, we'd like to recognize the following individuals. Ms. Yvonne Wade, who with 28 years of service, who passed away recently, first part of June of this year. Ms. Audrey Newman, with 7 years of service to the Natchez Parish School Board. Her date of, she passed away earlier in the spring. And Ms. Gloria Marie Sears Jones, who worked as a secretary for the Natchez Parish School Board for 20 years. We'd like to take a moment of silence for each one of these individuals, and if you would honor us with that. Thank you very much. You can be seated. Okay. Board members and members of the public, if you would please silence your cell phone. As to not to interrupt the meeting, I would have greatly appreciate it. If you would care to speak to an agenda item, please complete a speaker form at the back of the room and pass it up so we can recognize you at the time when that meeting, an agenda item comes up. We have the superintendent's report coming up, but before we do, Ms. Ingram has asked us as board members to pick up a road sign highlighting the Back to School Expo, which will take place on July 20th at Prather Coliseum. The signs are propped against the back door, especially the outlying areas. Micah and Pastor Harris, if you would grab some of those signs and put out in your area. And the rest of us, if we could, around town. It's a big event. It's well attended. It's a great event, as a matter of fact. So do appreciate that. And Ms. Kanika, can you give us a roll call or a quorum?
Mr. Danzy, Mr. McGuire, Mr. Benefield,
Here.
Mr. Harris,
Present.
Mrs. McGaskey,
Here.
Mrs. Palmer,
Here.
Mrs. Phelps,
Here.
Mrs. Harvey,
Here.
Mr. Fredo, Mr. Nicholson,
Here.
and Miss Page.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Superintendent, can you lead us out, sir?
Yes, sir. I have no new additions since last week, but we do have Miss Pam Pierce, who, as we all know, is with 4-H, and she does an amazing job. I think we get, as a district, accolades, and she gets accolades, and schools and kids do, it seems like every 6 months. So she's here to kind of catch us up to speed on what they've been doing this summer. So, Miss Pierce.
Ms. Pierce, I know you speak well and loudly, but please into the microphone so that our viewing public can hear what's going on.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you once again for allowing me to stand before you to brag on our Natchitoches 4-H program. I'm honored to be here along with my coworker, Miss Amanda Clark. We are still doing so many great things in Natchitoches Parish with our youth, and we couldn't do it without your support, and we thank you for that continued support. Every single day, we are innovating and educating and changing lives in ways that are not traditional to education, and we appreciate that opportunity. This year, we had a record enrollment for Natchitoches 4-H. We have 1,152 members, which is absolutely insane, and we're super proud of that. Our school enrichment has just grown by leaps and bounds. This year, we served 5,742 students. We just got back from 4-H University, which is our state contest. While we were there, we had 2 state winners that will go on to a national FCS contest in January. So we have the opportunity to bring 2 national championships back right here to Natchitoches Parish, and we're thrilled with that. We got back from 4-H camp and we're still recovering. We were there last week and we brought 54 Natchitoches Parish students. A lot of those students had the opportunity to go for absolutely free with scholarships that we were able to obtain from different volunteers and donors. So those kids had the time of their lives. We are boasting that we are the Louisiana State 4-H Food Challenge champions this year. I have one young lady that'll speak to you in a moment and tell you about that. We're the Northwest Region Esports runners-up. I bet y'all didn't know that we have an esports team. We do. So 4-H truly, truly has something for everyone. This summer, we have one of our own products, Mr. Travis Rashell. He grew up in our program, and he's our intern at the Ag Center. And we have really enjoyed having him, and we hope that we've taught him. And we hope that when he leaves us, he'll be ready to graduate in May from college and be beyond ready for his career, which we hope will be in youth development. We have state beef poster winners, state dairy poster winners. Every month, we have a fishing club for our youth. We have a sewing club. We have a healthy living project club. This past year, we had 4 Clover Bud day camps, and the Clover Buds are our kindergarten through 3rd grade. And tomorrow, as a matter of fact, we're doing a water safety day camp at Northwestern, and so those are for our younger kids. We're trying to do camps that are relevant and things that the kids actually need and can use in life. A couple of weeks ago, we had a tea party where we taught kids manners and etiquette, and that was super fun. We had a lot of girls and boys attend that. And we're also still very involved with Victoria's Educational Garden, which is housed right behind Magnet. And Magnet used that garden this year to do a lot of science, hands-on learning. And so, as you can see, I'm not even telling you a fraction of what we do, but these are just some things that I wanted to tell y'all that we're super proud of. And we brought some 4-Hers tonight, and it's, I can sit up here and tell you all afternoon what we do and why we do it, but until you hear from them, I think the impact that we make is much more meaningful when it comes to them. So I'm going to ask Mr. Justin Keller, one of our 4-Hers, to come and tell you his 4-H experience, and these are all very brief.
Good evening. My name is Justin Keller, and I've been in 4-H for the past 2 years, and I'm currently president of my 4-H school club. I've had the opportunity to learn about teamwork, being a leader, and the importance of dedication. Last week, I spent my week at 4-H camp. I participated in track time, recreation, and made new friends from all over the state. I participated in a fishing club where I've had to learn about species, fishing laws and regulations, and caught my share of fish. I love 4-H and the opportunities it provides for the young just like me. 4-H is definitely giving me exposure to be beyond ready.
Thank you, Justin.
Hello, I'm Braylee Johnson, and I've been in 4-H for the past 5 years. I've had so many opportunities to learn and grow with 4-H. In the spring, I was a delegate at 4-H Day at the state capitol, where I learned about our government and advocated for 4-H to our state representatives. I participated also with participate at the Louisiana State Food Challenge with a team of 3 other girls. Together we learned food safety, nutrition, food insecurities, and how to be wise consumers. We, as Ms. Pam said, were the first place state winners in the regional and the state food challenge. Most recently, I just returned from 4-H University in Baton Rouge. I competed in the personal trainer contest and won 4th place in the state. That was pretty awesome since it was my first time competing and I was an 8th grader going against seniors in high school. 4-H is equipping me for beyond my future.
Hi, I'm Amy Thompson, and I'm a 9-year 4-H member. I have traveled many miles with the organization that has taught me to be a great leader and citizen. 4-H has provided me with the opportunities to give back to my community and realize the importance of teamwork. Most recently, I have competed in 4-H University with my team, and we won 3rd in the state in consumer food judging. Last week, I served as a camp counselor at Camp Grant Walker. I got to witness kids gaining independence, making new friends, and even being away from home for the first time. It was a full circle moment for me as I reflected on my memories as a 4-H camper myself. I'm going to college in the fall and proudly using 4-H scholarship money. The 4-H opportunities and experiences that have prepared me to be beyond ready for my future. Hi, I'm Abby Thompson, and I'm also a 9-year 4-H member. This organization has helped shape me into the person I am today. Through hands-on learning, opportunities to be a great leader, and an even better citizen. I have learned the importance of teamwork, commitment, and dedication. I've had the opportunity to be a role model for younger 4-Hers to serve as an Achievement Day group leader and day camp counselor. I've served on the Louisiana 4-H Citizenship Board, where I had the opportunity to plan and execute events for our entire state. I've recently attended 4-H University, where I placed 3rd in the state in consumer food judging. Being a camp counselor last week reminded me of the importance of continuing to volunteer for 4-H even after graduation. Even though my 4-H member days are nearing an end, I will always hold my memory close. I will attend NSU in the fall, and receiving a 4-H scholarship will help bear the expense burden. Whatever my futures hold, I know that 4-H has equipped me to be beyond ready.
Hello, everybody doing this evening. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Travis Rachel. I'm a graduate of Natchez Central High School, class of 2023, and I'm currently a senior at Northwestern State University, majoring in sports and recreation management with a minor in business. This summer, I've had the privilege of serving as an intern with the Natchez Parish 4-H office. My 4-H journey began in 6th grade at Natchez Junior High School. I could sit up here and tell you about all the things I've done, but I think we'll be waiting for a while. Throughout my 4-H years, I've been blessed with many opportunities to grow as a leader. Some of the positions I've held, I've served as Louisiana 4-H State Citizenship Board member, service chair, vice president, and also 4-H National Conference delegate in 2022, where I was able to go on a trip to Washington, D.C. to be an advocate for Louisiana 4-H legislators. These experiences have helped me shape into the young leader I am today. More importantly, 4-H has taught me valuable life skills, including leadership, service, communication, teamwork, and responsibility skills that I will carry on with me throughout my career. I may be a little biased, but when I tell you I believe that Natchez Parish 4-H has the best team, I really mean it. Seeing them work from behind the scenes this summer has really changed my whole aspect. I didn't really know how much work they put in, long nights, long hours, and still waking up full energy, do it all over again. Weeks of practice, finding people to practice for competitions, and it shows it don't happen overnight. I know during my 4-H career, I've seen that the result just happen on the day of, but the work that goes behind, they really do work a lot. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Grant Eloy and the school board members for your support over the 4 years. I will say I am a product of the support y'all have put in over the years, and I just hope everybody keeps supporting, and we thank y'all.
Travis,
Travis.
a question for you, or really a comment. It's been such a joy to watch you grow up through the 4-H program, and I feel like you are Mr. 4-H. So it's such a joy to see you here tonight. And are you really graduating? You're going to be a senior in college?
Yes, senior already.
Okay, you make us all feel old. So, but thank you for your leadership. It's been
Yes,
fun
ma'am.
to watch
Thank
you.
y'all so much.
Travis, before you leave, I asked this question every year. So it's not just cows and chickens anymore.
No, far from it.
Miss Pam always answers that, but I'm giving you the opportunity.
It's definitely not. And, even though I did have a little bit of livestock background, I was straight leadership. I was on the leadership side of things at 4-H. Probably 7 years ago, I probably couldn't get up here and talk as clearly as I am today. Miss Pam has exposed me in different levels to talk in front of people and my skills. Actually, one of the competitions I did at 4-H was career prep. So it taught me how to do a resume, a job application, a story, interview processes. All those leadership roles I held involved interview, application, resume. So, and I still have that resume to this day. I just edit it. And so.
And like Miss Reba said, so you've seen it from both sides now,
Yes.
the growing up and now in the internship. Thank you very much for your work.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
I'm Amanda Clark. I'm one of the Natchitoches Parish 4-H agents, and I don't even feel like I need to say anything. Our kids said it all. But I do want to share some recent news that Miss Pam and I received. Neither one of us do this job, this career, for any kind of accolades. We do it because we love these kids and we love positive youth development. But I do want to share, we received word, we were at camp, we were tired, it was towards the end of the week, and we received word that we won several state awards. So we have a state 4-H agent association. So Natchitoches Parish programming is put up against programming from all over the state, and I can stand here confidently and say that we are one of the strongest programs in the state. Some of the things that we won, we have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So if y'all are on social media, please follow Natchitoches Parish 4-H. We won the state award for social media package team, promotional piece team, and promotional package team. So we make every effort to let the public see what our kids are doing, because they are doing amazing stuff every day, and we want to shine a spotlight on that. We also won the state award for citizenship in 4-H youth development, search for excellence in teen programming, the Greg Yost Memorial Award, excellence in 4-H club support, excellence in ag literacy, excellence in natural resources. Those are all state awards that we won, and we will be recognized at our state convention this year. We also won the Southern Region Award for the radio and audio program and excellence in 4-H volunteerism. So we won the regional award, and we are currently in judging for the national award for that. We also won the national award. Last October, we were recognized for National Diversity and Inclusion Award. So we're super proud of that. And I just want to thank y'all personally for supporting Natchitoches Parish 4-H. You are not just supporting us financially, you are supporting us and enabling us to give these kids opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm a 4-H'er.
It's a great job. Shooting sports, we also had a lot of success with that.
Okay, so I did fail to tell y'all that Louisiana just came back from Nebraska, and Louisiana for the sixth year in a row, we were the national champions, and we did have a young man right here from Natchitoches Parish that was a part of that team. So we're super excited about that, and every year our shooting sports program just continues to grow. So does anyone have any questions that y'all want to ask about our program or comments? I mean, we're excited about this program and the growth that we've had over the last several years. And like Miss Amanda said, we do this because we love it. This is my 38th year in education. I do it because I love it. I could go home, but I choose to stay and work with these kids because I know that a lot of these kids don't get the things that we offer. So, and we're proud of that fact.
At what age can the kids join 4-H?
4-H is 4th through 12th grade, but in Natchitoches Parish, we have a pre-4-H program that we serve kindergarten through 3rd grade, and we just kind of go into the schools every month and have a club meeting with them and give them a little taste of 4-H. We do some leadership and citizenship and a lot of ag literacy with those kids.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Pam, thank you, and your team. Samantha, thank y'all. Travis, it's good to see that you're keeping up the good work.
So I hope one day that y'all are going to see Travis somewhere close as a 4-H agent. That's my goal. So thank y'all again for your support. We couldn't do it without our supporters, and we appreciate y'all so much. So
Thank you for your
Thank you,
service.
Ms. Pam.
Mr. President, that concludes my superintendent report for the month of July.
Superintendent Elo, I'm glad you were so up to date on that 4-H information.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
That was great. Okay. We have a couple of items on the consent agenda, items A and B. Do I hear a motion for the consent agenda? Only items A and B.
A offer.
We have an offer by Pastor Harris and a second by Mr. Michael Nicholson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We need a motion to open, for an opening of the public hearing for anyone who wishes to comment on item C. I'd like to hear a
So
motion.
move.
We have a motion by Ms. Phelps,
Second.
second by Ms. Page for opening up item C for public comments. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Mr. Stephen, can you lead us through that process?
Well, I'm happy to be here for the second year in a row.
Thank you.
I love budgeting. As you can tell, there's a 59-page budget, and I'm going to review this budget with you. I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to summarize it, and the superintendent will follow me. I tried to highlight it to make it easier for you to also see what I'm going to speak on. So on page 1 of 59,
Mr. Stanfield, for some reason the internet, oh, there it goes. Let me catch up to you because it was, okay. Oh, that's the resolution.
okay, on the bottom of page 1 of 59, Louisiana law requires all budgets to be approved by the school board in the state to comply with the Local Government Budget Act. And to do that, there are several components that have to be done. The first is we have to present a balanced budget for the general fund and the special revenue fund. The second, on page 2, we have to present 3 years' worth of financial data. The actual for 24-25, the budget for 25-26, and the budget for 26-27. We itemize everything by source and expenditure, by function as defined by the Louisiana State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. We include a budget message, as well as a listing of the most important features. We make a draft available for the public inspection at least 15 days prior to, and you have that document on your website. We have to have at least one public hearing where citizens can make comment before the budget is adopted, and we have to publish a notice in the official journal telling the public when this hearing is. At the bottom of page 2, we then start listing some of the goals that we've achieved both financially and educationally. Because as we present the budget, it's both. It's not just one. And one is our expenditures in the general fund exceed the 70% requirement that the state requires, where you have to spend it in instruction. And we've done that for the 6th consecutive year. We've also maintained a 10% or greater reserve in the general fund as required by board policy. Jumping on to the educational goals, you can see you've had some great improvement in school performance scores, student achievement. Natchitoches was named the National Education Scorecard as the only district in Louisiana growing both reading and math scores on a national assessment. And we've listed the school performance scores in the chart and how it's grown from 21-22 to 25-26. As far as the initiatives that we place in the budget, we do support the TAP program, the System of Teacher and Student Achievement. We've got included over $3 million worth of expenses there. Early childhood, $940,000. Interventions and extensions for literacy and numeracy, VIA, whatever I need for a student, $35,219. STEM, $1,106,000. And then ACT testing, $215,000. When it comes to student enrollment trends and forecast, we're going to show a decline in students again. A decrease of 10 students in early childhood and a decrease of 230 students in grades K through 12. This comes from the study that you all had done. I think there's one more year left on that study, and you will more than likely have another study done in the near future. As far as the bottom of page 7 goes, we have an annual budget that shows the number of employees working for the school system in 26-27, and it will be set at 620 as required by Louisiana Statute 17:81. Board approval will be required to hire any additional staff when it exceeds 620. On the short-term financial features at the bottom of, or on page 8, we include the salary estimates, but we did not include the proposed change that the governor has proposed. At the time we were preparing the budget, we didn't know the status. Well, since then, both House and the Senate approved the 2/3. There was a lawsuit. The lawsuit was thrown out. We still don't know the outcome to this day. We have an idea, but we will probably have to amend the budget later when we know more information from the state. It's somewhat interesting that the state put out the MFP document in the website, and as soon as the vote came in, they pulled that original document. So there's nothing out there for us to review and report on at this time. When we forecast the group medical insurance, we're projecting a 7.28% mid-year increase. That's common for medical insurance to continue to go up. I'm showing now 2 new bullets here for you that you didn't see last year. One of them is the student transportation services. Echo Ride was the one that got the bid, and your cost increased $863,771, and we've allowed for that in the budget. You also have an oil and gas lease on a 16-section land. It's being negotiated, has to be approved by the Minerals Board, and it should be coming any time. We just don't know the outcome yet, so we didn't place any number in the budget for that. We will amend the budget later when we know more. On page 9 of 59, we show the number of funds that you've had for the last 3 years. Every school system has one general fund. That's what you have. You have 24 special revenue funds, 4 debt service funds, 2 capital projects funds. On page 10 of 59, we talked about the fund balance earlier. Having met that test of 10%, we again are expecting to hit that number at 16%. So we're 6% above. Standard & Poor's, when they last rated the bonds for the board, praised the superintendent and his staff for making the cuts needed from the deficit spending that occurred in the prior year. So they showed that we were proactive on this. We didn't have to wait to be told. We knew what to do. So the superintendent's done a great job on that. As far as changes in debt, we're not showing any changes for the 26-27 school year. You had one last year, but we are not showing any in this year's budget. On page 12 of 59, 12 and 13, this is the resolution that we will ask you to approve. And as you approve the resolution, you're doing 2 things. You're revising the budget for 25-26, and you're approving the budget for 26-27. If we go on to page 17, this is a 1-page summary of all the funds, and you can see total revenues, $80.6 million, all funds. Total expenditures, $90.3 million. So we're showing a deficit of $9,961,000. Now you might say, why is that so big? It has to do with the construction work that you're doing. I believe it's Provençal? Okay, Provençal. You got the bond money in 25-26, so you had a big surplus, but now you're going to spend the money in 26-27. And it's very common for that to happen for the Capital Projects Fund. But you can see we are predicting a surplus in the general fund. Very small surplus at this time, $77,000. We hope that remains true. Everything's contingent upon the sales tax, the MFP, property tax, and we know there's some challenges with all of that coming up. And I will review that as we go on. If we go on to page 18, you can see 3 years worth of data for the general fund, where in 24-25 we had a deficit of $2.5 million. We hope that we can eliminate the estimate that we're looking at now of $268,000 in 25-26, with a surplus now back on track in 26-27. On page 19, as we go over the most important features, we talk about the largest source of revenue that you have for the general fund, and that's the MFP. The MFP, even though you're losing students, the last simulation that was printed and posted on the website showing Natchitoches will get an increase of $97,183. Very small increase. On page 20 on the sales tax, we're showing a 2.2% increase. We're going from $23,869,000 to $24,400,000. Sales tax is starting to grow. It's mostly in the oil and gas sector right now that we believe, and so we are comfortable predicting that 2.2% increase. Page 21 on property tax, which is the third largest source, we're expecting collections to exceed $5.3 million. But we also have a little footnote at the bottom, and we're stating that the taxable value for 26-27 shown in the chart above was reduced because International Paper Company is closing their plant. After speaking with the tax assessor, we anticipate a more accurate taxable assessed value sometime in September or October. They're trying to negotiate both sides back and forth. IP wants a number, the assessor wants a number that's best for all the public bodies, and they just haven't finalized that. So we tried to predict the best we could with the information we had. On page 22, we then talk about the maintenance of effort that is required for EESA. We believe we will meet that test. On page 23, we also believe with the requirement of the maintenance of effort for IDEA, which is special ed, we will meet that test again for all 3 years. Page 24, we want you to see a pie chart where we're showing 76.6% in instruction that we're spending in the general fund, which is higher than the 70% required. We've done that for 3 years in a row, 6 years total that I'm aware of. It could be more. I just know 6 years that I researched. On page 25, I've expanded this note here from last year where I showed 2 more components of the MFP where they require us to track the spending. The 6 areas that we have to is the economically disadvantaged, career and technical units, students with disabilities, gifted and talented, career development fund, and supplemental course allocation. We've set aside the numbers to match what is required to meet those financial covenants. On page 26, this is a new note that you haven't seen before. I wanted to try to list all of the insurance coverages that you buy. And it's trying to keep the liability low for the school system in the event you are sued or you have basically bad weather that causes problems. Well, if you can see, that cost I'm sorry, this is group insurance. This is group insurance. I'm jumping ahead. Group insurance is a later note. So on group insurance, so I'm going to have to regroup. Group insurance with a 7.28% increase, your cost is going to go up almost $1.3 million for total. If you'll notice, retirees are starting to catch up to active people. You're going to have, I believe soon, where retirees' premiums that you're paying coverage on will exceed the active people. But you can see down at the bottom, you've got 489 people covered, 492 retirees, 2 surviving spouses, and no COBRAs. On the retirement cost, retirement percentages went down, and you're going to save money there. Well, the money that you saved there was eaten up by the group insurance cost that went up. But at least it did save the school system some money, approximately $1.6 million. On page 28, we talk about all the grants. This is an expanded note from last year. I wanted to show local grants now, and I'm getting a better handle on all the state grants. So you can see we've got 14 total, adding up to $2.4 million. When more grants are added during the year, which will happen, we will obviously amend the budget at the appropriate time. On page 12, that's the note that I wanted to talk about that's new on the property casualty insurance. And we try to protect the board from loss of torts, theft, damage to destruction of the assets because of inclement weather. So on there, we show all the coverages that you have, and the cost is $734,000. This does not include the workers' comp. Workers' comp is in the note below, and that cost is around $191,000. On page 30, we talk about the Special Revenue Fund. And the Special Revenue Fund covers all federal grants plus the BREs. Okay? And we're showing a net change there in 26-27 of $181,000, a surplus. And that comes mostly from food service. Okay? On page 31 and 32, these are all the federal grants that you've had over the last 3 years, and there's been a bunch of them. There's 13 active grants for the current year. And then I focus on page 32 at the note at the bottom, and we talk about Strong. Strong goes away. It was a 3-year grant. It gave you about $5.3 million for a 3-year period. It has run its course. So we're only going to show $1.2 million of what's left, and the system has applied for an additional grant, and we hope to get that grant. There's no guarantee, but we want to try to keep from having to use other grant funds to run this same program that's giving you tremendous school performance scores. On page 33, we talk about the food service and the requirement that they have to keep no greater than 6 months of fund balance in reserve. I show that calculation and compliance with that requirement. On page 34, I added a phrase to this note here just to give you an idea how many meals are served for breakfast and lunch to students. And in Natchitoches, it's 782,000 meals served to kids. If kids eat and are not hungry, they have a tendency to learn better. They do an awesome job in food service. They really do. As far as page 35 goes, everyone is eligible to eat free, regardless of income status. Free breakfast, free lunch. On page 36 of 59, we talk about the BREs and the money that's estimated, and we again qualify that in BRE School District number 7, because that's where International Paper is, we had to make a reduction. But because there's there's going to be a small reduction, no increase in the millage, it's going to go from 976,000 to 892, a very small decline. On page 37 of 59, this is a new note that you haven't seen before. This is where we're trying to be strategic in how we budget for the BREs. Okay? If it's building, repairs, and equipment, we want the pecking order to be like this. Student computers, laptops, whatever, that comes first. We don't learn with textbooks anymore. We learn with computers. So we must have available funds to replace those computers on a cycle. Mike Kozad, who runs that technology department, did a great job in giving us some good estimates and some negotiations with, I believe, Apple Computer. And we're showing a portion of that. And we've spaced it out over a 4-year period. So we've got to be able to give those kids those computers so that they can learn. The second part of what is needed is, because I couldn't do 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, what I had to do is combine the repairs with the building, because I'm waiting for a study done by your architect, Perry Watson. We want to be proactive, not reactive, when it comes to maintenance of your buildings. If you wait for something to break, it always costs more. If you can set aside the money, plan for it right, repair it before it breaks or when it's run its useful life, the cost goes down. At the same time, you got an HVAC contract that's around $700,000, and you've got grounds where you cut the grass. So we're trying to cover all of that, but we're waiting on the study to determine how to position some of that money. But at the same time, I also wanted you to note that we do have a roof leak at Fairview Alpha that we must fix. We must fix, and there's an awning that has been run into, I think, a couple of times. We've got some insurance money on that, so it's time to fix it. Well, we hope it's done in the summer when the students aren't there. On page 39, we talk about the debt service. Debt service can only be used to pay back the bonds and the coupons, the interest that you borrowed the money for to do all the construction work. And you can see there, we're showing a surplus of $955,000. Most of that is to reset the fund balance for the bonds that you bought back and reissued for the new issue. And so we've got to set up a new fund balance. On page 41, we talk again about number 7, where you did reduce the millage because of you increased the millage because of the reduced taxable value because of IP. And again, we hope our estimates are conservative, and we hope the numbers hold true. Then as I go to page 45 of 59, we talked again about the construction work that you're doing. You only have really one active capital projects now. And that's the bond issue that you just sold, the money that you received in 25-26. You can see you had a surplus of $11,175,962. Well, you're actually going to have a deficit. I budget everything that comes from the bond issue to guarantee we don't overspend. So we've got the contract that I believe the board has approved. If not, you should soon. There's a fixed limit of construction. We will make them adhere to that fixed limit of construction. We've set aside a contingency in case there's change orders. We will not let them exceed that money. Then I tried on page 46, a new note number 2, where I want to give you an idea after I reached out to Perry Watson. When are we going out for bid? When are we going to give the notice to proceed? When are we going to actually take occupancy of the completed construction? And you can see the dates there. The anticipated construction date is February 28th of 2028. The notice to proceed is November the 30th of 2026, so it's coming up. He's going to have a lot of activity with you all coming up on that. Then I talk about the personnel roster on page 51, and I wanted you to see there where we made reductions in 25-26 to lower the deficit, and we reduced 62.47 full-time equivalent positions. We expect to make some more reductions of almost 50 positions. A lot of that has to do with the general fund, but some of that revolves around grant funds going away as well. And when grants go away, the expenditures should go away. We then jump on to page 58 of 59, and you can see I predicted as many revenues as I could. The standard says, or the best practice says, if you can budget at least 85%, or you take a lot of time and effort to estimate those costs, you're doing well in budgeting. And I'm estimating 93.3%, so I'm well above that threshold. And then the final place would be page 59, where you can see a trend of the student data. Early childhood is not a part of the MFP, but from infant to 12, that is a part of the MFP count, which gives you the money. That concludes my presentation. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but again, I'm happy to prepare the document for you. I give a shout out to Deborah and our staff for the assistance that we've gotten. I can't do this alone. It's a team effort. We all are doing the best we can.
Mr. Stephen, you are correct. You do love budgeting.
Stephen, or Mr. Stanfield, sorry, we need to take 5 minutes for public comment prior to adoption. Is that
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
Are we taking public comment online or just in person?
It's in person here.
Okay.
We So, Mr. Stanfield, any number that you move in this budget is going to affect how many areas all the way down the line? A lot, right?
Say it again, please.
Any number that you move in this budget affects how many areas down the line? Quite a few.
Probably over 1,200 different line items. I've shown the superintendent that while you may see only 59 pages of the document, we have over 3,500 line items in the budget that we're trying to track.
It's good to know. Again, any member of the public would like to comment on this budget, by all means, please step to the podium. And we're at the halfway mark.
Mr. Benfield, as we're wrapping up the 5 minutes, and I know you have the timer on, I do want to reiterate what Mr. Stanfield said for Ms. Dunn, her team, and then also what Mr. Stanfield has done. So countless man hours have gone into it, and I think every year y'all receive a budget. The document improves every year, and the information you receive improves every year. So I just want to say thank you to that entire team, and it's really excellent work.
Okay, we're at the 1 minute mark. Thank you also for recognizing all that hard work, because in addition to their other duties, there's a lot going on.
Yes, sir. It's amazing how long 5 minutes feels, doesn't it? Uh,
Okay, our 5 minutes is concluded. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the closing of the public hearing.
I'll offer.
Second.
I have an offer by Pastor Harris and a second by Ms. Reba to close the public hearing. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay, great. We are out of that public comment. I would like to, item C, I would like to make a motion to approve the budget resolution and annual operating budget for school year 26-27. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Ms. Page. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Benefield,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Ms. McGaskey,
Yes.
Ms. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Phelps,
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson,
Yes.
and Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Mr. Stanfield, thank you for leading us through that process and being so thorough. It really helps us understand what we're doing here at times. Okay, board members, item 6, informational reports. We have Ms. Sarah Raschow with federal programs.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My report looks a little skinny this month because we are working to close out school year 25-26 and all that comes with that. I did want to highlight some of our early numbers with our major funds under federal, Title I, Title II, school redesign, early childhood, state general funds, Ready Start Network, and CNLA funds. And so I just gave a brief highlight of those early numbers. As noted, these allocations remain preliminary and are subject to final approval. Any adjustments issued by the Louisiana Department of Education, which I wanted to add that note there, but it will hopefully be a positive addition with any prior year funds that we receive from any of those funding sources. For early childhood update, I do have the number that I've shared with you at the time of preparing this outline. It was 191 funded seats. Now we're at 193. All of our schools are full for pre-K. LP Vaughan, Magnet, Provençal, Fairview, Marthaville is the only site that still has available seats, and we are still looking for families to fill those seats. Miss Melissa White is calling constantly, reaching out to individuals that she knows, as well as individuals who are currently with some of our program partners who could benefit from being in our public pre-K program that lives around that area. Are there any questions so far? Great. I do want to recognize, I added it to our report this month. To the best of my knowledge, Natchitoches Parish School Board has never applied for the McKinney-Vento Education for Homeless Children and Youth Competitive Grant, but we did this year.
Great.
Under direction of Miss Alexa Conde. She was able to secure us with $30,878 towards this initiative. It exceeded her proposal. She requested X amount, but she did a bang-up job when it came to selling what we needed for our that population in our area and the community partners that she's already been working with. And she was able to secure for the first time, again, to my knowledge, these funds. And I would like for her, hopefully in the near future, to be able to share with you some of the things that we will be able to do as a result of getting these funds for our families. So if you don't have any questions, I bid you good night.
Thank you, Ms. Rashow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Ramona.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Ramona Winder, and I'm a product of 4-H. I was sitting back there. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm thinking about my 4-H achievement days and that fruit salad that I made for one of the competitions. But so the personnel report is there for you all to see, and you've noticed that we are doing some hiring. We've done a whole lot more hiring over the past couple of weeks since this was released to you, and so Ms. Nolly and I have been extremely busy in our department with onboarding and just having conversations with the new people who are joining us, and then also conversations with some of those people who, some late retirees as well. So if you have any questions about the report, let me know. All right. Some of the other things that I would like to report is that we do still have some positions available. So if you know some people who are interested in teaching positions, if you'll please send them my way, I'll be happy to have a conversation with them. So we do still have vacancies at a few of our schools. So I'm working with our principals to get those filled as quickly as possible. So we'll have our new people in place in time for new teacher induction, which will take place at the end of this month. Other things that I want to point out to you is that the changes with the retiree return to work. So we are attracting some retirees back, which is exciting. I spoke to 2 today. So I'm hoping to get them on board. I will. One thing about me is I'm persistent. I know I don't look like I'll bother people, but I do when it comes to it, because this is an important work, and we want to have people in place when our kids return in a couple of weeks. The other thing that I would like to report to you is that we have a summer wellness program going on, and I think I might have mentioned it to you as we were getting started. It's our Walk It Out Wednesday, our walking challenge, and so we finished the first month, and I would like to report that our winner for the first month, for the month of June, is Miss D. Jackson. Yes.
Over 250,000 steps, correct?
Yes, Miss D had 256,869 steps during the month of June. And so now there's so many people coming for her as I track on the app to see, and I don't know, I'll fall asleep, I'll doze off about 8 or 9, and I'll wake up at about 11 and I'll look and I'm like, somebody got up out of their bed for this, because we can see each other and we're keeping up there. So, and then I wanted to share our shirts. We have our shirts for our Walk It Out campaign, and I was telling Ms. Lacasse that, it's become a lifestyle, for us. It's a movement now. So we will have a celebration at the end of July, and so I will invite you all to come. But it certainly helps us during this very, very stressful time.
Yeah.
Yes, to get up from our desk and get moving. Okay. All right, so that's all for now. I know I'll be coming back up to the podium soon to talk about the updates to our job description handbook and also our dress policy. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramona.
Thank you.
We had sales, go ahead.
Not a general question. I'm looking at the personnel report, and we had, I have had, I'm not sure who else, some questions in regards to concern because of the number of nurses that were caught up in the RIF.
Yes.
We can get some clarification on how we're going to resolve that. This is actually a question for the superintendent.
Well, it's something I can answer too.
I'm looking at the personnel list, and there's a whole lot of, a long listing that we normally see, a longer listing of people that have resigned and that were.
Well, I don't think that's. Well,
I know you're trying to fill those positions ASAP.
Well, we're not trying to fill them, because if we go back to the RIF that Dr. Eloy presented to you all a few months ago, where you voted on what the RIF procedures would be, and we followed those. And then also back to Mr. Sanfield's presentation, where he focused also on the personnel and that reduction there to balance the budget as best we could. And so to respond to your question about how we're going to make up for the reduction in the number of nurses, that's something that Ms. Jennifer Martin has already been working on. She is now over the nurses, and she's working out all of the logistics to make sure that there's nursing coverage for all of our schools, as well as we have those school-based health clinics that are available. So she is working with those partners to make sure that our students still get what they need medical-wise.
Very well spoken, Ms. Ramona, but I do want to add to that a few things. Number one, the state statute says you have to have a 1 to 1,500 ratio. We are currently at a 1 to 1,000 ratio, so we're better than that. Now, we're not going to be where we were, but we're still well within the law. What Ms. Jennifer is looking at first and foremost is those high need areas. So staffing based on like our students with diabetes, some of our students with different peg tubes, asthma, things of that nature that are more
diabetics.
acute. So we're staffing based on that. Then also one of the things that, to be honest, we did not plan for, but has been a welcome is OMC. As you know, we've reduced, but OMC is expanding to have an additional health center.
Outpatient clinic.
Outpatient clinic. They came last month to talk to y'all about a clinic at NGH.
Right.
And then also we found out this week, which we won't have it official till next month, that Cabrini Christus is looking to expand to Weaver, but they still we have to make sure we have a site and all that, but they're looking to expand starting in January. So we did reduce number of district level nurses. We're deploying them in a very strategic fashion. But at the same time, our community partners are coming in and increasing. So it's not near as dire as maybe some people would say, but we're also well within the legal limits of what we can have. And we're going to monitor that as the semester progresses. And I've told Ms. Martin, I said, if it gets to a point where you're not able to figure it out, you need to immediately tell me and we'll figure it out.
Yes. So it made me think of something else that I would like to share, Dr. Eloy, about the reduction of force and having to sit with people to tell them that they were no longer going to have jobs, but we worked to make sure that we were able to offer people soft places to land, including the nurses. So those places were either within our district in other positions that were available, or out in the Natchitoches community, like with the nurses. Dr. Eloy reached out to the
RMC.
Yes, Natchitoches Regional Medical Center about positions they had available. So when I met with the nurses to tell them about their positions being eliminated, I was able to give them information about jobs that are available at the hospital. So that was very important to me, very important to Dr. Eloy, and so that is what we were able to do as you're looking at, the positions that were eliminated and reported here.
Thank you. Appreciate that update because where we might be more aware because the school board is given specific information and at board meetings, the public is not aware
Yes, ma'am.
of what happens when major changes have to be made of this nature.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
some where we've really never seen as many resignations and changes at one time.
Yes.
Drastic changes, but it happens.
Yes, it's
Again, we're still
different.
dealing
It's
with-
it's difficult, and I mean we have to figure out how to continue the momentum that we have as a district with fewer people for now. But I'm hopeful that some businesses, industries, someone will land here where we're able to recover.
Thank you for your
Yes.
effort.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramon. Okay, we did sales tax last week, and Dr. Eloy has Ms. Hicks' report on item F.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As y'all are aware, Ms. Hicks, her report always comes in late, and she had an event she had to attend, and so you see her most recent numbers, and it's there for everyone to peruse.
Any questions on the presentation there? Okay. Sounds great. Ms. Page, do you have a finance report for us?
Yes, sir. 7A, discuss and consider adding Smart Steps teaching stipend to the 2026-2027 Natchitoches Parish School Board salary schedule.
So if y'all recall, last month when we presented the salary schedule, we had put a Smart Steps para stipend.
Superintendent Eloy, we need a motion for that.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
I move.
We have a motion by Ms. Phelps and a second by myself for this item. 7A, okay.
So I have a few things to say. Number one, I have a misprint in my my flyer here. It should say Smart Steps Paraprofessional and then Smart Steps Teacher. And it actually should say Smart Steps Teacher with a stipend of $5,000. So if we can make an amendment to the motion whenever we do that it's Smart Steps Teacher, and for a $5,000, I don't know how that happened because I was the one doing it, so I know why. But anyways, all that being said, this is a behavioral program for our students who have the most acute behavioral needs. So this is we felt it very necessary in terms of recruiting, but then also properly compensating. We talked to several districts around the state that have similar programs, and what they do pay an extra stipend because these paraprofessionals and these teachers who are in these classrooms, it's different than a normal classroom. They will be exposed to students with behavioral exceptionalities that, it's just different than a traditional classroom. And so the market dictates that we compensate them differently than we do everyone else. So we're asking, again, you already approved the Smart Steps Paraprofessional at $3,000 additional, and we're asking that you add the Smart Steps Teacher, again, with not $3,000 but $5,000 in addition to their salary.
Ms. Phelps, are you okay with that amendment? 5,000?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that sounds great. Board members, the motion is on the floor. Instead of 3,000, it was 5,000. He will make the Superintendent Eloy will make the correction to this form here after the meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. And again, you're recognizing those teachers and paras that are in a very tough situation.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Are they going to be placed at a Pacific School location here?
So the location, I'm glad you asked that. The location for Smart Steps, if you remember, Head Start vacated that hallway that's kind of separated at LP Vaughn. That is going to be the new location of Smart Steps. So they're going to be on a campus, district-run initiative, but kind of separated from the school as a whole. So it'll have its own identity, but still be on a school campus.
Okay. And you mentioned this program will, they'll be working with children and have unique behavior issues.
I think I know what you're about to ask. We're providing a ton of training for the paras and the teacher. Did I guess right?
Yes.
Yes.
Specifically for children that have
Ms. Dot.
So it's interesting.
autism.
We have several staff
issues.
that this Friday are going to a school in Baton Rouge specifically that deals with students with high rates of autism and behavioral issues to kind of get some more information of a school that does it really well, and that's all they do. So we're going to be looking into that specifically because a lot of these students do have autism. A lot of them have different behavioral needs, but there is a high incidence of autism.
And in reference to the program, children that have unique behavior issues, be it emotional, mental health issues, because that is a reality, will there be a connection between sports, the Smart Steps program, and a counseling?
Yes, ma'am. So
through the
school
district.
we actually, as of right now, I don't want to jinx us, but I believe the person who's accepting the position actually has a social work background first and foremost. So this is going to be academic in nature because we're a school district and we teach, but the first and foremost piece is going to be more of a emotional well-being counseling to get a student to a place where they can actually learn. We have to address their behavior first. And again, remember, this is not punitive. This is supposed to be therapeutic, not like, oh, you're going here for punishment. You're going here because we want to get your behavior in a good place, and we're giving all these resources, small classroom, 2 paras, a teacher, and if we need to pivot and add more, that's potential. But no, all those things, and actually what we're going to see what the group is going to see in Baton Rouge is a lot of these students, some of their behavior is predicated on the fact that they don't have an ability to communicate properly. And so, what can we do to bring in OT, PT, and speech? We had a big discussion about that the other day. So we're looking at this from a holistic standpoint, Ms. McGaskey, to give them something different than they're currently getting. So hopefully we can stop that cycle of behavior that is going on.
Okay, will students at the alternative program be included?
So this is young students.
Young students, what age? Elementary?
This is
elementary?
we're K through 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea is catch it that early, and because there is a developmental difference between these students as well at that age, and punishing them like you do, I can tell a 15-year-old you get suspended. They kind of understand that. A 5-year-old is like, oh, I get to go home and hang out with mom. I mean, so we want to keep them in school, but we want to help break that cycle and help them to learn to self-regulate and be able to be in a classroom with their peers.
Is parental involvement a part of the program?
So in order to get in the program, parents are going to have to be heavily involved in terms. I think next month we can bring you. There's a huge handbook that Miss Pinckney and Miss Ingram and her team have created. I think it's about this thick at this point, so they can probably answer more of those details. But we would be more than happy to bring that to y'all and let y'all look through it and ask any of those questions.
That'll be appreciated.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor of this item, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
7B, discuss and consider a hunting lease agreement.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
We have an offer by Pastor Harris, a second by Ms. Barbara Page. Mr. Stamey approached the board, and we made some changes to our hunting lease agreement, specifically for those mineral type situations where should an oil company want to offer us some money, we can't have that held up for a $400 or $500 hunting lease. There's some other things in consideration as far as the length, and Superintendent Eloy sent that out to us last Friday for our consideration by email. All of the things that Mr. Stamey has covered with us a week or two ago is now in front of us, with this document. So are there any questions? Okay, with that, moving forward, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Thank you.
Mr. Benefield, can we just make the comment too that that document is available online on our website with this for anybody that has any specific questions about it, they can open up and.
Yes, sir. So
right point.
they can access it through here. Also, I've already talked to Mr. Stamey. We're going to get the names of the lessees from last year, and we will be handling. Me and Ms. Deborah have to have a conversation this week about who we're going to be assigning, but we're going to be handling the lease agreements in-house this year.
And the designee, there'll be a one point
One point of contact.
single point of contact, a spot. So. So we're streamlining the process and making it a lot easier for everyone involved.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. President, that concludes the finance report.
Ms. Page, thank you very much. Ms. Ramona, do you want to talk again, come back up and talk about personnel? Okay, item 8, discuss and consider annual updates to the Natchez Parish School Board job description handbook for 26-27 school year.
Motion.
We do.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
Okay, we have an offer by Ms. Page, a second by Mr. Nicholson, and now we are free for discussion.
Okay, so this is just our annual update. We made just a very few changes. We needed to update some job titles. We added the new job descriptions for the new director positions that were created
Ramona.
and approved.
There you
Need
go.
to talk into the mic.
It's okay. Our
Also-
viewing public wants to hear.
Okay. Also, there's some information about Smart Steps and the positions with the paraprofessional and the addendum for the Smart Steps teacher. That's included in the manual as well. And I just wanted to clean it up some and make sure the formatting was consistent across all of our job descriptions, across all of our departments. So if you have any questions.
Lots of man hours goes into this, and it's extremely
Yeah,
important.
It took me a while.
Every word counts in these job descriptions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, board members, any discussion with Ms. Ramona? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Thank you very much. And now we are at our dress code.
Yes. I can talk without.
We do need a motion.
Okay.
I'll offer.
Second.
Okay, offered by Ms. Reba Phelps, second by Ms. Dorothy McGaskey. And she has us all in coat and ties, and what else?
Can I say one quick thing before I throw it over to Ms. Ramona? Just so our viewing staff doesn't freak out. If you look at the old policy and you look at the new policy, the only thing that's changed is there's more detail for guidance. And then I'll be quiet and I'll throw it over to Ms. Ramona.
Yeah, so, and we felt the need to add some details so we can make sure that our faculty staff present themselves in a manner that just promotes professionalism, and when people visit the school, they recognize them as the professionals, the staff in the building. I also made some changes for safety reasons, like I added about Crocs. That's we have some employees that are wearing Crocs, but those shoes aren't safe, particularly in areas that cafeteria or janitorial staff where it's slippery, and in some schools there are places where staff have to manipulate stairs as well, so we added that. And the good thing, though, that stands out is on Fridays that employees can wear jeans, which at one time it was just if there was a spirit day, but now they can wear jeans on Friday with their.
Not only that, Ms. Ramona, we have directed principles that those are not to be charged ever. No employee should ever be charged to wear jeans in this parish. So
as a fundraiser?
As a fundraiser.
Yes.
Unless they so choose from a charitable, for something they want to do that for. But we're telling leaders in schools not to charge them as a fundraiser just for, I don't know, pizza day or something.
So do you all have any questions or comments?
I do, Ms. Winder. So I'm wondering, are you trying to get Employee of the Year with the blue jeans every Friday? Because when I tell you, I get numerous texts, emails, Facebook messages. Employees really wanted to wear the blue jeans, and so I know that they'll be very appreciative of that being available every Friday.
Yeah, well, I take chocolate, so.
So no Crocs.
And let me just say,
Maybe next
before
year.
anyone fusses about the Crocs,
Maybe
I
next
realize Ms. Ramona is in charge of workers' comp.
I am.
And so there is a reason
Employee
behind some of these
accidents,
things,
yeah,
and
student
and
accidents, all of
we're
it.
trying to be preventative when it comes to accidents.
Yes.
So I do see that you notate work appropriate shoes, and there are certain educators and employees that have to wear orthopedic shoes.
Yes.
Is that still available if they have a note from their
Oh, of course.
podiatrist?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Anything else? When I first saw like the job description that, the dress code that we did have that had some of these specific things, that the language was very old, like coveralls and windsuits and, yeah, some.
Very
so,
1980s coded.
Very 1980s.
Leg warmers.
It is. Remember leg warmers?
Did you wear leg warmers?
Not hardly.
Okay.
So, yeah. And also, we're a little bit more liberal when it comes to tattoos. I don't know if you all noticed that, because in the old dress code, tattoos had to be covered, and so we just trying to come up to the times.
Yeah, and those changes are kind of coming down from the federal government too,
Yeah.
about not discriminating against people with tattoos. So
Yeah.
it's good that we're catching up with that.
Yes. Okay. Any other comments or questions?
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor to the modifications to this employee dress code, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
All right. Thank you all.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Personnel report is complete. Ms. Tankia.
So, President Benefield and Ms. Palmer, we do have those first A through E are all MOUs that have been brought to you. Is it okay to take those in globo?
You can. If Ms. Tankia will offer that, we'll do that.
Yes. Okay, executive report 9A through E. Can we take them all at once?
Can. You have the wheel. You're driving.
Do I need to read them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
Okay.
We have
Oh, go ahead.
we have an offer by Ms. Tankia and a second.
Ms. Reba.
Ms. Reba, excuse me, and a second by Ms. Page for items A through E. Ms. D, can we have a roll call vote on these very important MOUs?
Mr. Benefield,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey,
Yes.
Ms. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Phelps,
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson,
Yes.
and Ms. Page.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. D.
Okay, 9F, discuss and consider entering into an agreement with Louisiana Dare Training Center for elementary and junior high.
I'll offer.
I'll second.
We have an offer by Pastor Harris, a second by Ms. Page, and this should be boilerplate. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
9G, adopt legislative changes to policy 707.40, annual and personnel leave. I'll offer.
Second.
Offer by Ms. Palmer, second by Pastor Harris. This is directly from the Louisiana Legislature. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Thank you. Motion passes.
9H, 14th, the board may enter into executive session pursuant to LA.RS 4217A7 to conduct an expulsion appeal. The board may enter into executive session pursuant to LA.RS 4217. I'll offer.
Second.
We have a offer by Ms. Palmer and a second by Ms. Reba to enter into an executive session. Can we have a roll call vote? Ms. D?
Mr. Benefield,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mrs. McGaskey,
Yes.
Ms. Palmer,
Yes.
Ms. Phelps,
Yes.
Mrs. Harvey,
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
Ms. Page?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. We are in executive session. Members of the public, we would like you to clear the room except for those pertinent to this I'm making a motion that the Natchez Parish School Board come out of executive session.
I'll second.
And we have a second by Ms. Barbara Page. We need to have a roll call vote on that. And we'll start on this end. Can you record the votes, Mr. Mike? We'll start by Pastor Harris. Pastor Harris, your vote?
Yes.
Ms. Harvey?
Yes.
Ms. Page?
Yes.
Billy Benefield, yes. Ms. Phelps?
Yes.
Ms. McGaskey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
And Ms. Palmer?
Yes.
Okay, we are out of the executive session. I make a motion that we affirm the expulsion of the student that was in question.
I'll second it.
We have a second by Ms. Page. We need another roll call vote on this item. Any more discussion? We've had quite a bit. Pastor Harris, your
No.
vote? No. Ms. Harvey?
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Page?
Yes.
Billy Benefield, yes. Ms. Phelps?
Yes.
Ms. McGaskey?
No, I'm hoping that we can consider a modification.
Yeah.
Got to dispose of this motion first.
You didn't hear your vote, Ms.
Oh, I said no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Nicholson?
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Palmer?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That motion passes to affirm the expulsion. Board members, do we have any other items to discuss? I make a motion that we adjourn. Second by Ms. Page. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Meeting adjourned.
You want us to leave these folders here?
Please, if y'all can pass the folders up, because that's got.
Don't forget your sign by the door. Put it in your district.
See you again, man.